afternoon, and I joined this afternoon, Madam Speaker. I wasn't prepared to speak, but after hearing the contribution of the member for Mayaro, followed by his colleagues, I felt like it was important for me to add my 2 cents and to join this debate as a Tobagonian, Madam Speaker. I have been in this Parliament for 11 years. This is my 11th year, Madam Speaker, serving in this Parliament. And we have consistently heard from the United National Congress and their partners the very worst of Tobago. Every time this government tries to do something for Tobago, whether it's increasing autonomy or giving some type of assistance to the Tobago economy and the Tobago people, the members of the opposition, the member of the UNC, whether they are in opposition or in government, always speak out against it, always saying that Tobago is getting too much. Madam Speaker, I stand here today hurt and disheartened to listen to that contribution from that member of Parliament for Mayaro. After sitting here for 5 years, he is no new member, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I stand here today a 38-year-old. The Tobago House of Assembly today celebrates 40 years of existence. 40 long, strong years of standing in the gap for the people of Tobago, championing our development, the development of our people, the development of our economy. And to be a Tobagonian, we have been getting 4% or less of the budget over the years. And for the UNC to stand before us today, we have been arguing, we have been fighting for the ability to borrow so that we can move closer and closer to realizing the dreams and the aspirations of Tobagonians and fulfilling our development agenda in a more predictable way, in a more effective way. 40 years, Madam Speaker. It is embarrassing to stand here after 40 years as a 38-year-old to face the Parliament to ask for the ability to borrow. Watching state enterprises year after year having the freedom to borrow. And to listen to all these allegations about Tobago having all these issues with the Auditor General and not submitting our financials on time. Over the years, Madam Speaker, yes, there has been challenges, but no way in any of these reports can you find any public figure in Tobago stealing money. We cannot say the same for Trinidad. We cannot say the same for many of the ministries, especially under their watch, Madam Speaker. I turn to the reports from the Auditor General and the PAC today. For Mayaro, outstanding. For Siparia, all their financials are outstanding over 5 years, Madam Speaker. I want to give you more direct and detailed information. Siparia has not submitted for 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, or 2020. I turn to Mayaro, Madam Speaker, have not submitted financials to the PAC for 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I turn to Kuva Tabakit, Madam Speaker, and they have not submitted financials to the PAC for 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 2020, Madam Speaker, and that is based on the information from the PAC of this Parliament. So to stand here to speak down on the Tobago House of Assembly, they should be ashamed, Madam Speaker. And after the member for Mayaro made a mess of it, you have all the other following speakers coming to give us some half-dead apology as a Tobagonian, a 38-year-old Tobagonian celebrating 40 years of a Tobago House of Assembly, where we have been flying the flag of Tobago high, and we become more and more beautiful each and every year despite the allocations from Trinidad. I say keep your sappy, sour, half-dead apology. So, Madam Speaker, and this UNC that is now trying to give us all this sweet talk, We have been fighting and speaking on behalf of the people of Tobago, trying to get internal self-government, trying to pass this legislation through the parliament, trying to get their support at the different committee levels. I look forward to your support when we face this parliament once again. I have sat here in this parliament and heard members of the UNC call the Tobago House of Assembly and call Tobagonians lazy, Madam Speaker.
Speaker 48-1. This debate is about teachers' ability to borrow or internal self-government.
48-6 as well, please.
So, member for Tobago West, I uphold 48-1. I ask you to come back. I overrule 48-6.
I would connect with Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we stand here asking to borrow not because we feel to borrow, Madam Speaker. It is to realize our dreams and our aspirations towards building our economy, towards improving our productivity, towards contributing to the GDP of this country, Madam Speaker. So to be called lazy and unproductive and that we don't contribute to the national economy of this country,
Madam
it is a shame, Madam Speaker. I'm speaking about my experience here and the reason why we are borrowing.
Lazy and so on.
1 minute. I can't see you using 48-6 to say that you didn't impute. I would expect you would say 48-6, somebody imputing something against you. So I will. Please continue.
Madam Speaker, we are asking to borrow, I repeat, to utilize these funds to develop Tobago in a more predictable and effective manner so that we can no longer be called lazy by the UNC. We can no longer be called unproductive by the opposition, Madam Speaker. We can no longer be called, we're sitting there lazy and looking to be rapists and preying on the tourists. We have experienced that as Tobagonians, and we want to graduate out of being called that by the opposition. So I'm not surprised by the presentation of those opposite, Madam Speaker.
48-6, Madam Speaker, please.
I think you're asking me to rule on something that I just ruled before. And I overrule. Please continue.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. They don't like to hear the truth. Madam Speaker, in 2012, the Tobago House of Assembly faced Moody's for a credit rating. We received a Moody's credit rating of Baa1, and that indicated the outlook. And Moody's would have indicated that our outlook was stable, Madam Speaker. The Tobago House of Assembly, the ratings given to the Tobago House of Assembly was the first sub-sovereign ratings to be issued to an English-speaking Caribbean country. And I want to say, Madam Speaker, this is not me speaking, this is Moody's saying. The Tobago House of Assembly financial performance was relatively strong, in part due to the institutional constraints regarding debt issuance, which included self-imposed limits undertaken by the current administration, that is the PNM administration, based on the prudence of the Tobago House of Assembly managing Tobago people's financial affairs. Madam Speaker, the fact that we make this request, and this request could be about 40 years old, Madam Speaker, is in keeping with where we want to go as Tobagonians, our aspirations for our economy and the dreams of our people. I think that this ratings over the years has sent a strong signal, in fact, stating about how the Tobago House of Assembly conducts its affairs in keeping with international policies, international procedures, and international parameters. Madam Speaker, this request to receive this ability to borrow that had been granted only by this administration after decades, Madam Speaker, speaks to us asserting our autonomy towards becoming more self-reliant and self-sufficient, Madam Speaker. Over the years, it has never been about missing funds, Madam Speaker, but about administrative documents that could not have been found at the time. And that could be said for many other ministries. And later on, the research and the investigations would have been done, and we had been able to come up and prove that nobody in the Tobago House of Assembly, no secretary, no politician, no PNMite, nobody in the Tobago House of Assembly was stealing money from the Tobago House of Assembly. We don't have a life sport project where anybody walk away with any $34 million or any scandals of that sort over our years. So I stand here, Madam Speaker, as a proud Tobagonian, as a proud PNMite, as a proud member of this government and this cabinet, who has made the necessary steps and taken the necessary action, as difficult as they have been, in a time of little, Madam Speaker, to offer to Tobago the type of financial assistance, the type of financial support that it deserves, bringing Tobago side by Trinidad each and every step along the way. We have a long way to go, Madam Speaker. So I don't even think it's necessary for me to come here and speak. I should not have to. This should be understood by each and every parliamentarian who sit here and watch Tobago get 4% of the budget while you enjoy 96% of the budget, along with the ability to borrow and to pursue your economic goals freely. Here we are, still begging a parliament. I want to thank the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, the members of the cabinet who have seen it fit to provide this level of assistance, this level of support. And we are not waiting to get internal self-government. We are taking steps little by little, increasing the autonomy, and increasing the authority of the Tobago House of Assembly, granting to Tobagonians the type of life, the type of leadership, the type of management that it deserves, Madam Speaker, in a time of little. When they had the chance to perform and to show this love that they claim for Tobago, they gave us nothing, Madam Speaker, precious nothing. And if you look around Tobago and you make the comparison between their time of leadership and our time of leadership, it is very clear, Madam Speaker. So I stand here confidently, and I support this bill to grant Tobago House of Assembly and the people of Tobago the ability to borrow so we can advance our development mandate. With or without the opposition, this People's National Movement is hell-bent about taking Tobagonians to the next level, with or without the opposition. And it is because of that same posture that they have shown over the years for decades. They cannot stand in Tobago. They won't get a vote. They can't vie for a seat. And even as they hide behind other parties, not a single vote for you. Not a single vote for you. You came as DAC, NAR, TOFDAC, TOP, Tobago Forwards, PDP, not a seat for you.
48-1, Madam
So, Madam
What's the relevance of all of this?
we stand resoundingly with this government.
Please continue.
We stand resoundingly with this government, the people of Tobago, the Tobago House of Assembly, and we thank you for hearing our cries and hearing our pleas. And we continue to work hand in hand with this government as we continue to build Tobago and develop a brighter Tobago for Tobagonians. We will not be fooled, Madam Speaker. We have seen all we have to see and heard all we have to hear, Madam Speaker, and we know the UNC and we know what they stand for, Madam Speaker. The people of Tobagonians will not be fooled, and we will continue to support this government and the People's National Movement, because that's the only place and the only way we can get development in Tobago. So I want to thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank this government, and I hope this bill is passed. And since you love us so much, go ahead and give us that vote. Give us your support.